Now, from that, with concerns raised by trade manufacturers over the country's stance on the Africa Free Trade Area, the Nigerian government has been holding several sessions with key stakeholders to address their concerns. And according to officials, after several consultations, Nigeria finally ratifies the African Continental Free Trade Area, which will come into force in January 2021.
Many had always believed it was only a question of when and not if Nigeria was going to ratify the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. The government had been holding a series of sessions with local manufacturers and other key stakeholders to address their concerns over the Continental Trade Initiative. The ratification therefore follows the conclusion of all the consultations the government had been making.
It was ratified, and as such, we beat deadline of the 5th of December. So effectively, we hope that by 1st of January 2021, the agreement will come into force.
Nigerian domestic manufacturers had initially expressed concerns over the trade deal, especially on the rules of origin, fearing it might lead to massive dumping and kill local industries. But they've now come around over the issue, even though reservations still remain.
It's a step in the right direction because we have been calling for the establishment of the AfCFTA, but the fact still remains whether Nigeria is ready to compete with the rest of Africa. And that can only be determined by the level of our competitiveness.
Nigeria may be the dominant market on the African continent, but its manufacturing sector is still struggling, a situation that has been exacerbated by the lack of adequate infrastructure. Whether local manufacturers will be able to hold and expand their market share in the face of the competition the deal would certainly throw up remains to be seen.
To me, we are not ready, but we cannot pull the rest of Africa down because of our readiness. Africa has to move forward.
Don't forget that we export services as well, because it's not just trading goods, but there's also trading services. Nigeria is in a stronger position than most African countries on banking. We dominate in banking across Africa, and that's banking services. We have educational services. We have ICT services. The biggest ICT take-up is in Nigeria, 180 million mobile phones. Then we have Nollywood, which is used everywhere in the whole continent. We have health services, so we have a lot that we can offer.
Despite concerns, quite a number of small businesses in the West African nation are hoping the after-trade deal will provide them the needed opportunity of a wider market to trade and expand their businesses. And they're waiting to cash in.
The National Action Committee has been set up to be able to take in what the probable impact is going to be on the private sector and to walk through policy, strategy, and implementation action to ensure that Nigerians get the most out of this free trade agreement.
Around 30 countries have so far ratified the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. The implementation of the agreement is scheduled to begin January 1st next year. The deal could potentially connect 1.3 billion people and create a 3.2 trillion economic bloc, significantly driving up trade on a continent that has for long failed to leverage its potentials.